everyone, it's Nicole from Nicole Loves Nails. Welcome to my channel. So today's video is for a release that I kind of forgot was happening. I have the Orly Breathable Fall/Holiday 2023 collection. The collection is called Spice It Up. I completely forgot that Orly had a breathable line. Like, I know I reviewed their summer collection a few months ago, but when I was like doing all of my fall collection reviews, I did not factor this one in. So this was kind of a surprise for me. Before we get into today's video, I got a couple of things to mention, and the first being, if you are new around here, hi, my name is Nicole. It is wonderful to meet you, and thank you very much for clicking on today's video. Do consider hitting subscribe if you enjoy nail polish and lifestyle related content. I open new videos every single week on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and I also go live every single Sunday. If you're in fact a returning subscriber, welcome back. How are you doing? The products featured in today's video were sent to me by Orly. This video is not sponsored, but as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own. Thank you very much. I treat the Orly Breathable line like regular nail polish because I don't need nail polish that is like breathable or halal. So for my full-on swatches, I did use a peel-off base coat, and I did use top coat for all of my swatches as well. You can choose not to if you want, but that's what I did personally. So I will have links in the description box where you can pick this one up. I know it's available on the Orly website. I'm pretty sure it's available on Amazon. I'll look around the interwebs to see if I can find it available other places. I'll also have links to the Orly social media pages, my social media pages, as well as a link to my blog post on NicoleLovesNails.com, where I host all of my swatch photos, as well as provide a written review. And of course, timestamps are down there for you folks who want them. Let's get into this video. First up, we have Back for Some More, which Orly describes as the darkest olive green cream. That description is pretty spot on. This is like the darkest shade of green possible before you got to the color black. This is dark enough that it will definitely appear black in low lighting. Formula on this one was thicker than I expected, but not so thick that I needed to add thinner. I was a little surprised on the first coat how streaky this one was, but it built up really nicely for me in 2 coats. The name on this one is a little weird to me. Like, I feel like it's kind of odd that they opted to name a dark olive green Back for Some More. Like, you would think this would be like, I don't know, graham cracker colored based on the polish name.
I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch.
But you know, whatevs. I say this all the time and people seem to always be surprised by it, but I'm not generally the biggest lover of polishes that are so dark that they appear black. Did like how this looked in like bright direct sunlight, but like in my house it pretty much looked black. So yeah, this one was not for me personally. So that is Back for Some More in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. This one does dry down fairly glossy on its own, but I always use top coat. Removal will obviously be fairly easy. I did not personally experience any staining, but I would, you know, make sure to wear base coat because it is fairly pigmented. And now we have Caught Off Gourd, which Orly describes as an orange yellow cream. Caught Off Gourd was one of the polishes that I was most excited for from this release. Like, I just love this shade of yellow. It's bright, but not like too bright. Like, it's not neon bright, it's fall bright. Formula on this is on the thinner side. You can kind of see here that I overloaded my brush a little bit, so I had to go back and wipe some polish off. The second coat, however, it was opaque, but it was still like I had some uneven spots. It was a little patchy, and like I couldn't call it in 2 coats in good conscience. For a yellow cream, I definitely give a pass on being a 3 coat, especially since this one felt kind of curly-ish in formula and not like super creamy. But even in 3 coats, I feel like I still had a couple of spots on my nails that like were kind of annoying me a little bit, that I could still see like a little bit of light spot poking through. So yeah, I love the color of this polish, but I feel like the formula could have a little bit of improvements. I suppose if, you know, seeing light spots on your nails doesn't bother you, like it'll be a non-issue, but for me personally, I find it very annoying. Polish does dry down a little bit flat, so you will really want top coat for a glossy finish, and fairly easy removal, and I had no issues with staining. And now we have Look at the Thyme, which Orly describes as a rich green cream. Look at the Thyme is one of those colors that I did not truly appreciate colors like this until like I got into swatching and started wearing colors that like I never would have chosen for myself. Very much like a camouflage green color. The formula on this one was really fantastic. If you went for like slightly thicker coats, I think it's going to be a solid 1 coater. With thinner application on the first coat, it does look a little bit streaky and uneven, but it builds up perfectly in 2 coats. Like I said earlier, I did not like colors like this for a very long time. Now I just really love how it looks. Like, I'm currently thinking about putting this on my nails later today, actually. That is 2 coats plus glossy top coat of Look at the Thyme. This one does dry down fairly glossy on its own though. Super easy removal, and I had no issues with staining. And now we have No Fig Deal, which Orly questionably describes as a purple dark cream. I feel like sometimes Orly just does a phenomenal job at describing colors, and then other times you're just left going,
huh? What? Oh. Okay.
Truly do not know where we got purple from in this one. It is a very, very dark brick red shade. This is gonna be one of those colors where in low lighting it very much looks black. The formula though in itself was pretty great. It self-leveled nicely, applied nicely, everything about it was really nice. This is one of those polishes where if you get any of it like stuck in your cuticle crevices, that cleanup is going to be like a monster. It's just gonna be one of those colors that the only thing that will get like the staining out of your cuticle crevices and skin is either washing your hands a lot or just, you know, time. While I did not personally experience staining with this polish, I feel like it is a potential stainer because when I removed it, I did have to scrub a little bit extra with acetone to get all the red off of my fingers. No big deal, dries down fairly glossy on its own, but my photos do include top coat. Next up, we have Rooting For You, which Orly describes as an earthy brown cream. Rooting For You had a fantastic formula. This one starts off a little bit sheer on that first coat, but I found it built up perfectly for me in 2 coats. When I saw this color, my first thoughts were more like burnt sienna, like that kind of color, and not just earthy brown. Like again, it's very warm toned. At least on me, it looked very warm toned. I thought for sure that this was going to give me, you know, lobster hands. But it thankfully did not give me lobster hands. This is another one of the polishes in this release that I kind of feel like it has like a slightly crelly leaning formula. Like there's like a level of like squish factor that a couple of these have. In general, I do like brown creams quite a bit, but I don't know why I was thinking that I wasn't going to like this one when I ended up really liking it quite a bit. So that is Rooting For You in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. This one does dry down fairly glossy on its own though. And the final polish in this release is called Yam It Up, and Orly describes it as the orange that's got everybody talking.
Huh? What? Oh. Okay.
So yeah, as the name implies, it's very much like a yummy sweet potato orange shade. I didn't catch it until I was looking at my footage here, but it does seem to dry down slightly darker than it initially applies. The formula on this one was okay. It was very thick. Like I was just kind of like, oh wow, that is thick. It self-leveled really nicely. I didn't need to add any thinner, but like I am very confident that the next time I go to use this one, it's gonna get like a little squirt of thinner. Other than the thickness, there was nothing really bad about this one. I absolutely love the color. It does bring out a lot of the warmth in my skin tone, but not so much that I got lobster hands. The thickness also made this one fairly opaque. It wasn't a 1 coater, but it was pretty close on me, and you know, my swatches do show it in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. This one is another one of the polishes that dries down rather dull, so you will want glossy top coat for, you know, a glossy finish. Super easy removal. I had no issues with staining, but as always, wear base coat. Alrighty, so final thoughts. As far as color stories go, I freaking love this color story. For a collection that is supposed to be both fall and holiday, I feel like they definitely got like fall vibes going. I don't really see holiday in these, but they're definitely fall. My only critique slash complaint is I really do wish that 2 of the shades did not look so close to black. Like I feel like in like my normal like room lighting, they definitely like looked black with like a little tinge of green or red, and I didn't love that. But I'm also not the kind of person who wears black nail polish in general, so like those obviously weren't going to be for me regardless. I was just here looking at how these look when paired with Orly's main fall collection, and I'm kind of surprised at how nicely they go together. All in all, I thought this was a nice release. Because this is a fall slash holiday release, I'm not going to be including it in my fall collections ranking. Although if I were going to put it in my ranking, I feel like it'd be somewhere in the middle. Just, I don't know, just in case you wanted to know. I'd love to know what everyone else saw this release. Are you planning on picking it? Have you already picked it up? Before we end today's video, I want to give a very special shout out to my channel members. Besties, just thank y'all so dang much. Your names are all on the screen right now. Just thank you all very much for watching today's video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment too. It helps me with the algorithm. I hope everyone has a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.